Today we're in Reeth in the Yorkshire Dales. We're parked in the centre of the marketplace. It's £1 voluntary parking. We've got the ice cream parlour, we've got Fat Sheep, Old Temperance Bookshop, National Park Centre. We've got the Black Bull pub, the King's Arms, and plenty of parking. If we look to the right hand side, we've got the gift shop. And then up near the Book Hotel, on the right hand side of the road, you've got the toilets. You've got the Burgoyne Hotel there, look, and let's just keep panning round. Just to give you a shot of the Dales, look. We'll just get a bit closer there. You've got the Tea Rooms B&B on your right hand side. As you can see at Reeth, there's plenty to do. You know, even in winter when the weather ain't so good, or if you come in middle of summer and park your car and spend a day walking. We're going to walk down to the swing bridge at the bottom, follow the river. We'll be passing Healaugh on our right hand side, up to the bridge, which has got our Scrig marker. Turn left there and follow the river back. It's only a small walk because the weather's so bad. If you just walk over the green from the car park towards the church and the Fat Sheep Dale shop, there's a little alleyway between the houses. You need to go up there. Just walk to the end of the little road and turn right. Just keep heading forward a few hundred yards past the doctor's surgery on your right hand side. We just keep walking to the end of the track. See a bench on our right hand side, a gate in front, and then we turn left there downhill towards a barn and you'll see the river. As we wander downhill towards the river, we can see a pheasant on our left hand side there, look. Well, that's a good start, is that? Look at that. He's only about 30 feet away, I'd say. Well, I think we'll leave it at that. Well, we've headed slowly downhill, heading towards the river. The barn's on your right-hand side, and we're just showing you some of the sort of destruction the water's done. You know, it's been like this for a long time. You know, the river's only doing what the river always does, and it's find the easiest way. It must have been an awesome sight a week ago when all this was, from this bank to far bank, was just a mass of water. Down in front of us, we can see a tiny bridge. We cross over that and turn right. Well, as we get down to the Swale, I think we can see a dipper on a day like today. Let's have a look. He's in the middle of that sandbar. Can you see him? Let's go a bit closer. And there you are. You can see how fast the water's running. We didn't think we'd see any bird life today, and there we are. We've got a dipper, and we've only just started. Well, we might be in for a good day today, but the weather's very bad. Well, that's about as close as we can get now. It's not dipping much, but I mean, it is a bit chilly today. Well, we'll leave it at that. But you can see the destruction that's been here. Let's just turn to my left. You can see where all the sandy soil has been washed out by the river. And then on the right hand side, it deposits all the stones. Before we go any further, we've got a 5-minute sort of break in the showers, so in front of us we're going to look at this farmer bringing his sheep in and feeding his sheep. He just got like a bag of supplements and they're all coming down for it. And while he's at it, he'll be checking them, see if there's out wrong with them. Yeah, they seem to be all right. Yeah, you can see him just looking over the flock there, look. Probably counting them as well. So we've made our way towards the bridge, through the little gate, and keep to the right hand side. We're walking forward with the river on our left. Bit wet today, we're having to dodge the showers. We're just at the bridge now and you can see the erosion from the river there, look. There's been a few floods here recently. This is beginning of February. And as we look down the valley, we can see with a big rain cloud coming towards us. And you can see it's on my lens again. We're just at the side of the bridge now. The River Swale is one of the fastest rising spate rivers in England. It's said it rises as much as 3 metres in 20 minutes. On the night of Tuesday 19th of September 2000, the original suspension bridge on this site was smashed to bits by an uprooted tree during one of the severe floods. You're walking with a taxi driver today. So we're just heading forward through the gates. It's certainly wild and windy today. And we cross over a couple of tiny little bridges there, look. We just keep heading forward through the trees. Another couple hundred yards, we can see it opens out into grassland. We're looking to our right hand side and that's Healaugh there, look. You can hear the wind. It's a cold and wet day in February today. But it still gives you an idea of the countryside, does this. You can see a bit of sunshine there, look. We just keep heading forward. Well, it's just starting to hailstone, but if you look at the far side of the river there, there's a stone path. And when we were here last week, that was under a couple of feet of water. And we hope to be coming along there on our way back. We've just turned round and we're looking back just to show you some of the damage that the river's done. You can see a end of a tree there that's gone down. And by keeping our back to the wind we can film because the water's going onto the lens. As we head forward along the river we hope to cross over rather a large stream with some stepping stones. But just in case we can't get over there, we'll have to backtrack and turn right on the footpath up to the farm. That turns left, takes you down to the bridge, and we come back up the other side. But let's hope we can get over it. Just past the right turn, you just keep heading forward. And in the distance, you'll see a couple of caravans there. And that's where the stepping stones are, so we're going to see if we can get over. I've got water on my lens again, but we can't do much about that in this weather. As we head forward, down below us we can see the flooding from last week. And you've got the sheep there, just keeping on high ground. They look healthy enough. They've plenty of hay and they've got a barn there to go into. Well, here we are, we're about 200 feet from the stream and the stepping stones, so we don't know if we can get over yet. Let's hope so, otherwise we've got to back pedal around to Healaugh. Let's go forward and have a look. Well, here we are, we're at the stepping stones. Last week this was massively higher than this, impossible to get over, but let's have a look and see if we can. Let's pan round. You've got the river on your left. And there's your stepping stones. Last week there was 6 inches of water on them. They still look a bit dodgy getting over. We're certainly going to have a try. If we don't get our feet wet, we'll keep going. Well, we've made it over. As you can see, the third stone is a bit dodgy. and it's deep water going down, so there's a good chance of getting your foot wet. As you can see, this can be quite a torrent in wet weather, so you know you need to pay attention when you're going over it. If it's flooded, don't go round on the path we showed you earlier. It'll still bring you out to the bridge. But we keep heading forward now. We're heading down towards the bridge. Feet are nice and dry. It's raining, it's windy, it's hail, but in the distance we've got sunshine. And in the Yorkshire Dales you expect everything here. It's still beautiful. We keep heading forward. Well, on our right hand side we can see a rainbow. I don't know if you'll see it on here. Ah, it's gone. Oh well. Well, rain stopped for a couple of minutes, so we're taking a picture of the right hand side, and you can see a couple of them barns, look. And we're not that far from road, we're in between the road and the river. As we head forward, following the river, you can see where it's come over the top, look, the debris on the top. And we just keep walking on the right hand side, heading towards the road now. You've got trees there with the soil washed out from under the roots, almost if they're stood on stilts, but they're still upright, and obviously the roots are going back into the field. And you can see through the other side of the roots to the earth at the far side. Well, we've got the rain coming towards us onto our lens, but you know, we still think that's a great shot. We make our way to the end of the field, cross over a stile, make our way to the road and then turn left. We're heading towards the bridge now. At the far side of the road you can see the floodwater. We make our way down the road till we get to the bridge. We turn left there, sign saying Ascrig 7, and then immediate left again. We're on top of the bridge now, facing into the wind, but we thought we'd just give you a quick shot up the valley. And then the other side. So we're going to be following the river on our left hand side all the way back to Reeth now. So the signpost says Grinton 3 mile. We turn left there. So we just head up the tarmac road for a short while, looking for a left turn. We've got the wind behind us now, so it's hopefully going to be a bit easier to film on our way back. We cross over a cattle grid and we're starting to look for somewhere for a cup of tea and a little break now. As we look to our left, we can see the river down below in the dales at the far side and the barns and that. As we head forward we can see some gorse bushes on our left hand side, and then it looks as if the ground slopes down in front, and as you can hear with the wind and the rain behind us, that's where we're going to have our cup of tea, hopefully a windbreak. Well, hopefully you can see the hail and the rain in front of us. We've got like a barn on your left, but just to the side of us here, we're going to drop down there and have our sandwiches in front of the gorse bushes. As you get level with the hut, you'll see a line of telegraph poles in front of you, and then there's a line of trees. We just turn left there towards the line of trees, following the wall, and then we'll be going through the gate down towards the river. So we've passed through the wall now. We're heading forward. The river's down below about 80 feet. We're going towards Reeth now. As we walk along, we look down. On our left hand side we can see the stepping stones that we walked on earlier. And just to the right hand side there, we've got an old tree that's been twisted up with the wind. And then as we take the zoom off, we can see the caravans in the hills in the distance, hopefully, if it's not too wet, because it's raining pretty hard. We're just heading forward now across the top. You can see the river down below, the wall's on your right hand side, and if we look to the left, we can still see a bit of flooding from last week. The fields on the left hand side, 1 or 2 were quite well covered. Well, we've just decided to turn round head into the sleet and show you where we've been, but that'll do. We just keep heading forward and it drops off pretty steep downhill now towards the river, and we'll be following the river back towards the swing bridge. But as you can see, it's still very wet in the valley. Well, we've gone through the gate at the bottom, and here you are in front. You can see where the river's been gouging the bank out and the exposed roots, and it's come over the top, and you can see where it's gone through the two trees just here. Probably following the old river course, because it used to change course whenever it suited it for hundreds of years before man sort of decided to straighten it a bit. So we're just steadily making our way back now. We're not that far off, and it's just eased off slightly as the rain, so we thought we'd try and give you a shot of the Dales, because it's been hard work today with the weather. Well, on our way up, we showed you this path from the other side, and we told you that it was under 2 or 3 feet of water last week. It was clear when we came down, but as you can see, there's water seeping over it now. We'll still go through it, or you can go to the side. It just shows how fast this river rises. And if we look to our right-hand side, you can see under the trees where it cleans all the soil out. We'll keep going. And as we walk along the path, we look into the roots of the trees there, look. With all the rain we've had this morning, the river's rising fast now, as you can see. We just keep heading forward. We're not far off the bridge now. If you look, there's the river and the path. And then down below us, these look like they've been rabbit holes, and the water's going in, washing the bank away. And then if we look up in the distance, we can see we've got another stone barn there, look. And they're all over the Dales for storing the hay. We're not that far from the bridge. We'll just give you a quick shot of the river now while it's quieting for 2 minutes. The wind's dropped a bit, the rain's dropped a bit, but we can see it behind us coming towards us, so we're going to keep pressing on. If you look at the far side, you can see how the rabbits are drilled into the bank of the river. And then slightly to the right of there, you can see how the water gets in, loosens the bank, undermines the trees, and the bank falls down. And there you can see it's slightly moved forward. Having said that, we've seen quite a few drowned rabbits, so there's a lot been caught in it, because once the water comes over, there's nowhere for them to go. Just a bit exposed here, it's quite breezy. And there we are, look. We've got the bridge. We're going to turn left over there now. We cross over the bridge, turn right through the gate. We're heading back towards Reeth now. Well, we've been hammered by the rain all day. It's eased off a touch at the moment, or slightly. We cross over that little bridge there, back up the hill, past the barn, and turn right. And that takes us back towards Reeth. We hope you've enjoyed our walk in the Yorkshire Dales at Reeth, even though the weather's been bad. You've been walking with a taxi driver today.